It's time for another character model, and this time round it's Minka Lesk. Now, if you're not familiar, Minka Lesk is a character that has appeared in several books at this stage. She is a Cadian White Shield whose experiences include, but are not limited to, seeing Cadia get smashed open by having a Blackstone fortress chucked at it. So you could say she's been around a little bit and she's seen a few things. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised, even if you haven't read the books, if you haven't seen this specific piece of artwork. It's the art from Cadian Honor, and I swear to God I see this all over the shop all the time. Whoever did the art for this book, by the way, the bandage, the bandana, excellent touch, very nicely done, extremely memorable. I think it's fair to say that she has become something of a popular character, so it's not all that surprising that she's getting a model of her own, and it's also not surprising that it's being announced today, given that it's International Women's Day, the 8th of March. And you know what, I do quite like the model, it is pretty good. It also has multiple options with it, so you can actually use it. This isn't just like a display thing, it's not just something you'll stick on the shelf. She's actually been designed to work in an Imperial Guard army. I mean, I guess specifically if you're doing Cadians, then absolutely perfect, but there are different options. You can either be Sergeant in a command squad, or you can build her with a lasgun to go amongst just a squad of Cadian troops, which I like the fact that we've got those options. So, multiple weapons options, well, a couple of weapons options, and 2 different heads. Like, they didn't need to do that. I think they could have easily just gone, here is a model of the character that we have. But they've actually tried to make it a bit functional as well, which I quite like. Now, she is only a sergeant, so she's not absolutely covered in medals and shinies, which I have to admit, I always wonder, when it comes to models that are like significant characters that aren't like massively high up in the rankings, aren't like chapter masters or commissars and stuff, or like the new Lord Solar, surely that's got to be a bit, like a little bit more of a challenge, I guess, to make them interesting and embody what the character is, without having the freedom to just go wild with ornamentation and decoration, right? I feel like if someone sits you down and goes, okay, we're making a chapter master for this specific Space Marine chapter, you could go ham. You could just go mad with it, and yeah, you might need to tone it down, but you can just cover them in all sorts of fancy gubbins and crazy artifacts and the like. When it comes to a character like this, where they are relatively low ranking but still significant, there isn't a huge amount you can do in terms of decoration and personalisation outside of a few nice touches that directly tie into the books themselves. I always wonder if that's like more of a challenge than it is to just take a new character or upgrade an existing one who really has like the kind of position that warrants going all out with fancy stuff. What a pointless tangent. Anyway, so, pose-wise, we do have a tactical rock, as always. Nice bit of broken chaos iconography behind her as well. In terms of like guard uniform, pretty standard. We've got a rolled up sleeve on the bolt pistol, which is a detail I really, really like. I do think the face is a little bit more like, a bit harder, a bit more harsh on the model, but then again, she is also shouting and yelling and presumably is mid-fight, whereas the art from Cadian Honor is just like a little snapshot. It's just, she's just walking. She's walking after a fight. At some point she seems to have found time to do eyeliner, but we won't get into that. Whereas this is more of a shouting at people and trying to get them to do what you want them to do, i.e. shoot or stab other people in their face, I'm assuming. Now, there are 2 books on the way. There is Minka Lesk, The Last White Shield, which is an omnibus which has got all 5 of the previous stories in one place, and the other one is the new book, which is Shadow of the 8th. All in all, I reckon, not bad this one, not bad. Question is, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe button, so click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can support the channel if you'd like. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.